everybody. Welcome in if this is your first video. Welcome back if it is not. Either way, I am so thankful that you are joining us today and so grateful you have decided to spend just a little bit of your day with me. So as you can see today, we have a very special guest.
Hi, I'm Mike. I'm Rachel's fiance.
Yes, so this is my fiance, Mike. And so today we have a very special video because we are celebrating having 100 subscribers.
Yay!
So, if you want to celebrate with us and watch this very special video with my fiance, then let's get started. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Mike.
And this is Attainable Disney.
Yay!
Thank you guys so much for joining us for this video. I am so excited that we reached 100 subscribers because that was a big goal for me, because I knew that meant that Mike was finally going to join me. I've been asking Mike to be in a video with me since the very first one. He was a little bit hesitant, but he always said that he's like, oh, when you have 100 subscribers. And I think we both thought that was like somewhere in the very far distant future. But it took about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
We've been on a lot of trips together in the 5 years that we have been together. And we have made a lot of memories together at Disney World and learned a lot about traveling to Disney World together. And we just wanted to kind of reminisce about our trips and share some of our favorite memories, our favorite things to do, and then maybe some of our not so favorite things to do. So the first trip that we went on to Disney World together, we were together for just about a year. We went to celebrate Mike's birthday. So it was a big birthday for Mike. Mike is a really big Star Wars fan.
Yes.
And so it was just after Disney purchased Star Wars, and they had just kind of started to put Star Wars stuff in the parks. I had been wanting to go back to Disney World for a while. And so it just felt like a really good excuse. Yes, so that very first trip, we obviously went to Hollywood Studios, right? Because that was pretty much the only Star Wars then. I mean, I guess it really kind of still is the only Star Wars, right?
Yeah, Galaxy's Edge, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, this was before Galaxy's Edge.
Before Galaxy's Edge.
I think the walls were up around, like, the construction. But this was pre-Galaxy's Edge. This was pre-Toy Story Land. This was when Hollywood Studios was really a half-day park for most people.
Half-day park, yeah.
Smaller.
It was
yeah,
smaller.
this was when Hollywood Studios was kind of lame. Yeah, so this was back when Hollywood Studios was kind of lame. So I remember that they had just removed the big Sorcerer Mickey hat from kind of like the center there, like right in front of the Chinese theater. And they put up a stage. I don't know if anybody else remembers the stage. I think it honestly like just recently kind of came down, but they put up a stage. And pretty much the only Star Wars stuff that they really did, I feel like, was the Stormtrooper parade. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
The March of the First Order. That was the Stormtrooper parade, right? Yeah. So they did that. It was like every hour on the hour.
Something like that.
And it was, honestly, I kind of liked it. I mean, and as someone who at that point in my life had seen one Star Wars film.
It had just been the first one.
And I saw the first one on our third date.
I forced her to watch it.
On that sofa over there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't really understand like the context of it.
Sure.
But I still thought it was really cool. I remember it being like really ominous. Like I remember every time they would do it, and it was still every hour on the hour, they would kind of shut down all of like Hollywood Boulevard, and they'd move everybody off, and there was music playing, and like as they were marching, they would like interact with people and like, right?
Yeah, they would. I believe it's Captain Phasma, the
Yeah.
silver.
Yeah.
She would say things to the crowd. I think that were impromptu and yeah.
Yeah, it was like a little like ominous, right? Like it was a little scary.
Of course, yeah.
I
see
do.
little kids being scared. Sure.
Yeah. I do have a video, a short clip. I put a YouTube short of that up, so I'll link that here. If you guys want to watch it, it's like 30 seconds long. But just if you want to see like a little clip of it. But they would march to the stage, and then sometimes Phasma would fight on the stage with
she had like a
lightsaber fight or something.
Thing.
Or yeah, there would be like a
yeah.
And couldn't really handle that mommy and daddy were making the video, so he has to be here. Yeah, and they would do like a little battle on this stage. It was fine.
I'm just always impressed by the actors or what would cast members that they're called, that they can wear all that equipment. Because even in February, it was getting into like the 70s. I can't imagine the summer with like 100% humidity and 100 degrees, how they can do that.
I know, inside those stormtrooper costumes.
Do they have, I mean, I'm sure they have, I know they have vents and ventilation, but do they have like an air conditioning system or something? I've asked that. I've been too lazy to look it up, but
yes, they should
everyone
have.
send in the information if you know.
Yeah, does anybody know, like,
how do they survive in the summer?
Yeah, what are those stormtrooper suits like on the inside? Because, I mean, they're just like,
they're huge. They're
plastic.
way bigger in person. Like when you see them, like they're like, whoa, that's a huge helmet. And
it's true. Yeah, it's definitely true. Yeah, but even then, I remember they had stormtroopers sort of like free roaming that whole kind of area.
Yeah.
And if you were wearing a Star Wars t-shirt or something, they would question you as if you were that person.
Yeah.
Like I remember there being like a little kid dressed as like Darth Vader, and they like followed him around because he was the leader, right?
Darth Vader, yeah.
I do remember that day we met Chewie.
Chewie.
Do you want to tell them about meeting Chewie?
Okay, so what was the ride we went on? Or was it a ride?
No, he was in the launch bay. We just waited in line to meet Chewie.
That's where the lightsabers are? Or like you see
like
him
the
first and then
little
you come to him?
museum-y thing.
We met Chewie, and it was great. We have the picture, and I guess you're gonna...
I'll insert it here.
Throw it up here? Yeah. It was a great experience, and I had to say this, but the thing that keeps popping in my head is that Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia, had just passed away a few months before. I think it was December of 2016 she passed away, and I love Carrie Fisher, not just for Princess Leia, but, for other roles she's done, and I admired her. She was a writer, a comedic writer and actress. And, it was sad for me when she passed away. And I remember after we met Chewie and, people get to talk to him and all of that, I think I said something to the effect of, did you hear me when I said it? You didn't hear me? I was like, oh, sorry about... No, I didn't say sorry about, but I said something like, I just said it like this. I said like Princess Leia, Carrie Fisher, and he was just acting like, whatever.
I do remember him being like,
yeah, like what's he gonna say? He has to stay in character, I suppose. But otherwise, yeah, it was just a moment. It was great.
Yeah, we were wearing like Luke and Leia.
Yeah, I can picture it.
We were wearing Han and Leia shirts.
Yeah, I was wearing the Princess Leia one.
And I had
it
the
says,
Han.
I love you, and then Han from Empire Strikes Back says,
I know.
Yeah.
And then on the back, we had like R.I.P. Carrie Fisher.
It did say that on there?
I had it on the back.
Wow.
Yes, because it was just like weeks after she had passed away.
Yeah, it's true. Just weeks. Yeah.
I remember Chewie seeing my Han Solo shirt and being like, he had wished that like Han Solo was there,
right?
Which was really sweet. I will tell you, I think that Chewie gives the best hugs of any meet and greet.
And
yeah. But yeah, that was a really fun, I think that was a really fun experience. I really liked meeting Chewie. Even though, you know, at that point I don't feel like I had like a strong like emotional attachment to Chewie. It was really fun, I think, getting to give that experience like to Mike, like getting to like be with Mike while he had that experience was really special.
That's nice. It's like when I see you with a lot of the Disney, you know, characters, and you know, seeing your enjoyment gives me joy as well.
I remember the day before we went to Epcot, and I made him wait in multiple lines to meet multiple princesses, and I remember him being like, "Oh my god," you know, a little bit like, "Okay," and then but me just like being totally immersed in it, right? And then after we met Chewie, I remember him being like, "Okay, I get it," you know, like, "Okay, I'm in." The next trip that we went on was in 2019. We went on spring break. So, even though we are adults, we were both in our final year of grad school and working, and I don't know, the days kind of like aligned to have like these days off, and so we were like, let's go. Yes, and so that trip we went to Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom for those 2 park days. I remember it rained for a lot of that trip.
It was ugly.
Yeah, I remember the weather was bad.
Muggy.
Yeah. Remember we went down Main Street, and we went through Adventureland. Our first stop, I remember we met Jasmine and Aladdin, very first thing.
Yeah.
Again, because we had met Jasmine in Epcot earlier. And we know on this channel that she's my favorite. So, I remember meeting Aladdin and Jasmine right there by like Aladdin's carpets. We rode Aladdin's carpets, which is an absolutely ridiculous ride. It's an absolute waste of a ride. And then we went to, I remember going to Aloha Treats and having a hey cone. Dole Whip. Dole Whip, man.
I just remember, I mean, of course I remember Aladdin and Jasmine. Was I wearing the Mickey socks?
Yes, so we had gone.
Mickey socks? Yeah.
We did. We had gone to Disney Springs the first night that we got there.
That's right, yeah.
And we went to the Stan store and bought these like neon
hot pink.
Yeah, these like neon looking Mickey socks, and we were both wearing
which
them.
I've never worn again. And so I was wearing them, so I was looking very outlandish. So I remember that in the photos.
Yeah. I remember going on Splash Mountain. I remember Splash Mountain was walk on at that moment. So I remember we walked right onto Splash Mountain. And Mike was not familiar with the Hello Racist Song of the South.
I've never seen it. Themes
in Splash Mountain. So that was the last time that we were on that ride. And I'm surprised it took them this long to decide to get rid of those themes. Very excited to see the new.
You know, for what it's worth, if you haven't seen Song of the South, they're just characters. I didn't associate it with anything, but I'm sure the actual movie, from what I've heard. But, you know, children, at least, unless they've seen Song of the South, and I hope they haven't, you know, or without strong parental guidance.
No, there's no guidance possible.
I mean, you'd have to preface the whole thing with like, oh, this was a horrible depiction.
This is awful.
I'm not making you watch something that's awful.
Anyway,
it seems like an innocent ride if you haven't seen the movie. That's the only thing I would say.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but I am excited to see the new sort of theming and like the new.
What is the new theme?
Princess and the Frog.
Princess and the Frog. Yes.
Like I really do think that whole like inside part does like really lend itself to the whole like bayou.
Yeah, that's right.
Scene. You know what I mean? Like where they're on the river, right? Like I think it'll work.
Sense.
Like I think it will work really well.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see that. I'm glad that we got to go on Splash Mountain like one last time and like recent memory. Not sorry to see it go. We had lunch at Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace, okay.
We had lunch at Crystal Palace. Okay, so here's the thing about dining reservations. So now dining reservations are 60 days in advance, right? Which is reasonable. At this time, they were 180 days in advance.
Wow.
6 months in advance, you have to make a dining reservation. I'm sorry, I don't plan vacations 6 months in advance. I barely plan them 60 days in advance. I mean, we planned that trip probably 3 weeks. You know what I mean? Yeah, like we literally were like, oh, look, we have literally nothing to do this whole week. Like, let's just go. Yeah, so we were a bit scrambly for dining reservations, so you can always count on a Crystal Palace reservation being available.
It was good.
Right? Why do people... Like, why does Crystal Palace get such a bad rap?
I wasn't aware of the bad rap.
So first of all, it was Friendship Day when we went. Wink, wink. I thought it was lovely. Yeah. I remember, like, really enjoying it. I mean, beautiful views of the park from, like, the windows, right? I mean...
Main Street, right?
Yeah. Like, what, like, a lovely place to, like, sit and relax. The buffet was delicious.
Very good.
The carrots, I remember like the whole, like they were like whole carrots, but like littles, like they weren't just like baby carrots. I think they were so good. The whole dessert thing, like everything was like miniature. Yeah. I guess because it was supposed to be like Pooh and Piglet size. I don't know. Yeah, I mean the food was delicious. The characters came around like multiple times.
Who did I see?
I mean, all of them. We saw all of them. Tigger, Pooh, Piglet, Eeyore. They all came around multiple times. They took all the pictures with us. Like, it was really wonderful. Yes, I really enjoyed our lunch at Crystal Palace. It was ridiculously expensive.
Oh, I don't remember.
It was like 60 something a person.
What was? Holy moly.
Buffets at Disney World are really expensive.
Disney World.
Yeah. So
who's not cheap there?
Nothing is cheap at Disney World, we know. So then on that trip, the next day we went to Animal Kingdom. Which...
Oh, look at your face.
We learned, like, we don't love Animal Kingdom.
It doesn't seem very Disney to me.
It's not supposed to.
I mean, of course, Lion King, yeah, it's more realistic, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really supposed to be, right? I mean... The other parks are these, like, fantasy worlds, essentially. Like, I don't...
Although there's the Avatar part of Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, no, but...
Which is fantastical.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't love Animal Kingdom.
It's not my favorite.
Yeah. There's, like, not very many rides. We did not do Flight of Passage. There was a 6-hour wait for Flight of Passage. Yeah, do you remember that? Like, when we were, like... Yeah. Coming around, like the line was
ridiculous, like
through Africa and like down this bridge or whatever. We were like
spending the whole day just waiting.
Yeah, we were like, what are you guys waiting in line for? Like, what is this? And they were like, Flight of Passage. Like we were dumb. Like, duh. Okay. 6 hours they waited.
It's a virtual reality ride, right? You wear goggles or something?
I don't know. I've never been on it, but yeah, so I think there's like a bike kind of thing that you get like strapped into, which gives me such anxiety. I don't know. Like you get like closed into it. No. Anyway, we did go on the Navi River journey, which I thought was
great.
Beautiful. Which I thought was beautiful.
Sure.
Again, not really caring about Avatar all that much. I thought that ride was beautiful.
Yeah. And also, I was really impressed by the cast member who, the walking machine, you know what I mean? Like the mech suit.
Yeah.
And of course, it's basically like, he's on stilts with like, prosthetic, like a mech suit. And he was acting, and that was impressive to me. Like first of all, the agility to be able to not fall on your face, and to be able to do the lines and interact with the patrons. So that was.
Remember, we had a night blossom, the non-alcoholic night blossom.
Oh, was that the one with the little? What are
the
they called?
boba balls on top.
Boba balls.
I think between the two of us, I still think we could only get like halfway through it because it was just like. every sip it was just like diabetes. It was just like.
Yeah, the balls are weird too.
It was so.
What are they?
Boba balls?
Yeah, like what are they made out of?
I don't know.
Like
Jello. I was gonna say like Jello or
injected
something.
Injected with something, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, that drink is like sickeningly sweet.
Gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Yeah. We did Festival of the Lion King, which, if you ask me, is the literal only reason to go to Animal Kingdom. I mean, and I talked about Festival of the Lion King, like I talked it up.
Yeah.
The whole like weeks leading up to the trip. Like, I love Festival of the Lion King. I mean, how could you not? I mean, it's
pretty neat.
It's nuts. It's nuts. Like with the trampolines and the costumes and like where they come out of the corners and it's like the best parts of the movies. Like they just sing the songs. I mean, like, but we were talking like before we were filming this video the other day when we were like talking about like what we were going to talk about. I said like, yeah, but like next time I want to see Festival of the Lion King, like we should just go to like Broadway. Is it still on Broadway? I mean, I know nothing's on Broadway currently. Womp womp. COVID.
I mean, the Lion King musical has been there forever.
Yeah.
Since the 90s, right?
I mean, it's right, but like,
yeah.
But like New York is like closer to where we live and like more accessible and like cheaper. So like maybe
it might actually be just as expensive to see it on Broadway.
You think?
If it's on Broadway, yeah.
You think? I don't know. But
I don't know. I've only seen like one Broadway show, so.
Yeah.
It was off Broadway.
Yeah, but that's the only reason to go to Animal Kingdom, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry. Yes, and if you love it, please don't leave hate comments. If you love it,
just not our favorite.
That's great. I'm so happy for you.
The ambiance is interesting, but it just doesn't, like, I don't want realism at Disney. I want fantasy and like, escapism, you know, so.
That's
I don't
true.
want to feel like I'm in a rugged, you know, city and...
I want to rough it.
And, you know, yeah, rough it. Yeah, exactly. I'm not looking for that.
Yeah. I also don't love the food at Animal Kingdom. I feel like there's very limited food options at Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, we went to that one.
We had lunch at Yak and Yeti.
Oh, yes, that's what it's called, Yak and Yeti.
Honestly, it's the only place I can remember in, like, my adult life where, like, I've sent my food back. It was so bad.
I know you're very limited with your... Have you shared that with your
I'm
audience?
not very limited. I don't eat meat. I'm not very limited.
Sorry.
I like animals. I don't want to eat them. So, yeah, food at Animal Kingdom sucks, I feel like. So then the next trip we took was again in 2020, again for Mike's birthday.
Yeah.
So we've talked a little bit about this trip because it was like right before COVID.
Right before.
Like right before COVID. Because it was February 2020.
Yeah.
And this trip we went to Hollywood Studios and Epcot. So one fun thing that we did was we actually had engagement photos done while we were there. So we were engaged in October of 2019. And so we did through Disney Fine Art Photography, we had engagement photos done in Hollywood Studios. So that was really cool. We had them done at like 5 o'clock, so it was like while the park was popping.
Yeah, it was.
Which was maybe not the best choice on my part, but it is what it is.
True fact, I'm wearing the same shorts right now that I wore for the engagement photos. So.
Yeah, so we just wore our park clothes. The photos are like pretty casual. I've put a lot of them on my Instagram, so come follow me. You can check them out there. So that was really fun. I feel like that was super fun. Yeah. It was definitely like awkward, I feel like, because you were like posing and there was like people.
It makes you feel important because the two photographers are so professional.
Yeah, and people are like,
they had probably thousands of dollars of equipment on.
And you have like a cast member who's with you, whose like job it is to like carry your stuff, and who's like they like let you in places. So like we had a bunch
Secret
of photos.
Places,
we had a bunch of photos taken inside the Tower of Terror, but like inside the hotel, and like outside the hotel, but like where you normally can't go, like sort of past the line and sort of on the other side where like nobody's in line, right? So that was really fun. So like so we could still see the people in line, and like the people in line could still see us. But yeah, we were just over there just like posing and like getting our pictures taken, which was really cool. We had a bunch of photos taken in the line for Star Tours, which they had originally told us that you could do like no Star Wars stuff because of like some like licensing thing or whatever. Which was, I mean, it was like bummer or whatever, but like fine. And then like while we were there, like the photographer was like, whatever. And the cast member was like, okay, whatever. So we did it.
Maybe we shouldn't be saying this on, you know.
I don't know. What are they going to do? Take them away? It's not my fault.
Right.
So, we took a bunch of photos in the queue for Star Tours, which was really fun. I think my favorite photo is like in front of like the at.
Yeah.
And we have like a really great photo in front of the Chinese theater that I really like too. So a lot of like classic, quintessential Hollywood studios, which I would say Hollywood Studios is probably my favorite park.
Really?
I think we have like the most fun when we go to Hollywood Studios. So I'm really glad to have those.
Yeah, I'd have to say it's my favorite too.
Yeah. Yeah, so the other day on that trip, we went to Epcot. Mm-hmm. And it was my first experience on Frozen Ever After.
Oh, right.
The boat ride in
boat
Norway.
Ride, yeah.
Which, top 5 rides on property? Yes.
I like the wind when it blows on you and the cold air. It's pretty cool, yeah.
I mean, seriously, Frozen Ever After is such a high quality ride.
And the way they do the projection onto the screen
onto the faces, like
it's a really cool trick that they do.
Yes.
And then the Avatar has that too.
Yeah,
right?
like such like a elevated way to do like the animatronics and
animatronics plus
like when you go backwards and like the cold air and the whole queue is incredible. Yes, love Frozen Ever After. What is your favorite pavilion in Epcot? You have like your favorite country?
I guess the Middle Eastern one.
Morocco,
yeah.
Yeah.
I love the chicken.
Yeah.
I love the chicken there.
Yeah. On one trip we had eaten at.
It was 2017. Yeah.
What is that? Oh my God, what's that place called? I'm blanking.
I don't remember.
You know the place. Spice Road. Thank you, Spice Road.
Spice Road. Oh,
yeah. Spice Road Table. Yeah. By the way, Spice Road Table is a really great place to watch the nighttime like fireworks shows.
Fireworks, yeah.
When they have them again. So Morocco is your favorite. I think Morocco is beautiful. Like that whole pavilion and like the shops and stuff is very immersive. My favorite pavilion is Mexico.
Coco. Mexico's great too.
I love Mexico.
Yeah.
And Mexico gets dumped on, I think.
Oh, I wasn't aware.
I don't know. I don't think people love Mexico.
The Three Caballeros?
The Three Caballeros. Which, listen, we know the Three Caballeros ride is lame.
I like it.
Yeah. It's lame. I get it. I just, like, when I walk into that pavilion, like, and you walk into it, like, inside, and it's, like, always nighttime in there, and, like, the music is playing, and, like, the boats of the Three Caballeros are, like, going around the restaurant, and, like, the carts are there, like, and there's, like, the little tequila stand, and I just love it. Yeah, and now, you know, the entryway used to just be open, but now they do have, like, they have added some, like, statues and some, like, things and some, like, cocoa stuff. Is there a pavilion at Epcot that you, like, don't need to do again?
I can't even think or remember what's like in England, so that's probably lower on the rung for me.
Okay.
There is one for England.
There is.
Yeah, so
there is.
I have no memories of that, so I assume it's not that. I mean, that says something for me.
Yeah, I feel like Canada.
Oh.
Canada?
I didn't even know there was a Canada pavilion.
Remember we did the Canada one and it had...
Oh, with Martin Short, where he like does the video, and I love Martin Short.
And that brings us to our trip at the end of 2020, which is our trip during COVID, which I did 2 whole videos just about that trip, because there was so much information to know about that trip, like in COVID. So I will link those here.
Right.
So please go watch those, because they're, like I said, lots of information specifically about that trip because of the pandemic. So, babe, I know we've talked a few times on this channel about our canceled trip to Disneyland.
Yes.
Because of the COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just curious, though, looking into the future, what we know is coming at Disney World, Disneyland, like what about future trips to Disney properties are you maybe looking forward to?
Gosh, I guess I'm interested, probably never going to stay there, but I'd like to see more about the Star Wars Hotel. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the Star Wars Hotel. Yeah.
I'd like to learn.
I'm really looking forward to like eventually getting out to Disneyland. I don't know. I'm kind of skeptical if it'll be this year for our honeymoon, just because they are opening April 30th, but the restrictions are so heavy. I don't know if
it's like a test run.
Like, I don't know if we'll be able to go in December.
Sure.
Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But and I'm not going to Disneyland until Avengers Campus is open. So I'm looking forward to eventually getting to Disneyland with Avengers Campus.
Mm-hmm.
We also talk about, like, in a few years, maybe as like an anniversary present to ourselves in a couple of years, like a trip to Europe, and we've talked about like a day at Disneyland Paris, like a day or two. And we talked about either staying at the Marvel hotel that they're doing. So they're taking their Hotel New York that they have and changing it into a Marvel hotel, or staying at their Disneyland hotel that's literally inside the park.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you guys for watching this long video of us just reminiscing about our trips and our favorite memories of our trips to Disney World. We would love to hear your favorite memories. So tell us some of your favorite things that you have done on your trips to Disney. Leave them in the comments below. Or also come follow me on Instagram, and you can leave them in the comments on the post for this video. I would love to hear them. Thank you guys so much for helping me get to 100 subscribers so that I could convince my handsome fiance to come join me. I am so happy that I get the chance to show him off to everybody because I love him so much.
And I love you.
No, thank you.
And your channel is amazing, and congratulations on 100 subscribers, 100 plus.
125, thank you very much.
125, wow.
So, I don't know, maybe we'll keep this going. So like when we get to 200, maybe we'll do something, you know, 300.
Maybe 500, maybe 500.
200.
200, okay. Well, that's gonna be like, okay, got it.
So, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing and following my channel. Help us get to 200 so we can bring Mike back again.
Again.
Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.